start cheering. Let's welcome the still the wonderful Elin Roberts.
I have a horror story. And when you find yourself in the middle of a horror story, you've got one of two choices. You can run and hide in the dark, creepy house in the creepy, dark woods, or you can stand up, you can bare your teeth, and you can get really angry. And I'm a Valleys girl. So it starts innocently enough, as all horror stories do. About 5 years ago, the local food festival, the Eat Festival, some of you may have heard of it. Yeah? Some of you may be fans, no fans in the audience. Oh, there are a couple, there you go. The Eat Festival hosted a competition to find the tastiest bacon sandwich in the region. So far, so nothing at all to do with me. But then they wanted to add a little bit of local flavour. They wanted interviews with farmers, they wanted recipes for relish. They wanted the reason, the scientific reason why bacon sandwiches are totally irresistible. And so they turned to the local science centre, the Centre for Life, where it landed on my desk. A 1-minute video for their website to talk about the science of why bacon sandwiches taste great. So I did what I do. I spent the afternoon researching. I'm a marine biologist by background, but that's not going to stop me flicking through chemistry textbooks. It's not going to stop me from researching the academic papers on flavour and taste. You see, I spent an afternoon on the web and I started to pull together a few threads. Remember, 1 minute for a temporary website with a regional audience. I didn't need a PhD. And so I came to find about the Maillard reaction. Now, the Maillard reaction is a non-enzymatic browning of some meats from a chemical reaction between an amino acid and a reducing sugar. You see, you can almost believe I knew my stuff, right? I'd actually spent the afternoon on Wikipedia. Remember, 1 minute. So the organisers of the Eat Festival send down a researcher, a reporter. I think it was probably his first time. He was by himself, bless. And he turned up looking very nervous with a camera on his shoulder. So the two of us head down to the kitchens, with chef behind us, gently sizzling bacon fat atmosphere. Now, I'm not a filmmaker, but I know enough that if you've got a directional microphone, you really need a pair of headphones, and he didn't have any. So he pointed the camera towards me expectantly. I asked him if he wanted to borrow a pair of headphones. No, he was all fine. You sure? Really? Okay. So we do 1 minute, 1 take, and he's happy. Now, I'm not that good, right? So he's there going, no, it's all fine, but do you want another one just in case? No, it'll be great, honestly. Okay. So he heads back to the studio, I head back to my desk. Just another day at the office. Only when he heads back to the studio, he realises that the audio, well, the technical parlance is, it was shite. There was fantastic sound of sizzling bacon, and then some really weird, distracting, mumbly voice talking about some chemistry stuff. But he did manage to pick out enough to write it up for an article. And he did. Local paper, published quietly on a Thursday. I didn't even register it at the press. Friday morning, the phones go hot. The story's gone national, courtesy of the Daily Telegraph, who've suddenly reported that Dr. Elin Roberts, the fastest PhD in history, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Elin Roberts of Newcastle University, a chemistry researcher, no less, has discovered the secret of why bacon sandwiches taste good. me, right? We even had S4C, the Welsh language media, ring up, saying, I mean, it's a long shot, but is certain, Dr. Elin Roberts, does she possibly maybe even speak Welsh, expectantly? My answer was, wrth gwrs y bod hi'n gallu, mae'r gorau yn ohono ni gyd yn gallu gwneud hynny. Yes. Then I had to tell them, in Welsh, that the story wasn't true. You could almost hear the party screeching to a halt over the phone. So, it goes national. And I'm angry. Like, I'm really, really angry. The Daily Telegraph have published this article without a byline, without an author. They've put my name to it and my fake PhD. They've thrown my professional reputation to the wind, and nobody at the Telegraph has the balls to put their name to it. I'm angry. But I go home over the weekend and I calm myself down, thinking any journalist with any professional integrity will realise very quickly that this is a non-story. It's scientific balderdash. Anything at all, any research at all, they'll know that. This will all blow over, right? Things can't possibly get any worse. Monday morning. If you thought the phones were hot before, they are now absolutely glowing. The story has gone global. No, not that story. Not the one about how Dr. Elin Roberts has discovered the secret of why bacon tastes good. Oh no. That story was way too tame. The story in the Daily Mail was how Dr. Elin Roberts of Newcastle University has discovered how bacon sandwiches are the perfect hangover cure. And that is the story that goes global. The phones are red hot. From Newcastle, we could listen as the world woke up. The morning was full of interviews, requests from the UK. By early afternoon, the east coast of America had woken up, and you could hear them ringing from further and further west until San Francisco woke up, just as I was going very wearily home. In 1 week, I was in the New York Times, the LA Times, Marie Claire. I'm big in South Africa, in India. Ladies and gentlemen, I even made it onto the salubrious glossy pages of Zoo magazine, scraping the bottom of the barrel of the top shelf. To add insult to injury, it was under the headline, 100% fact. Incidentally, I actually have a copy of that magazine, although following an argument with my boyfriend, I had to go into the shop and buy it myself. So, picture the scene. I'm really angry! Now, amongst all this journalism hullabaloo, there is one phone call that starts to restore my faith in humanity. The Daily Mirror ran. Now, they wanted a double-page spread. They wanted the scoop. They wanted the true story. And when we told them there was no true story, they wanted the story anyway, because they had a double-page spread ready. They were going to run the story with or without us. With us, we could have a double-page spread with real scientific integrity about hangovers and alcohol. Without us, they were going to run the bacon story. So we talked about vitamin C and having enough water and sleep and all the sorts of things that you can do by looking up on Wikipedia or researching chemistry textbooks. To be fair to them, the article in the Daily Mirror was really good. It was everything they said it would be. But the headline, scientific proof that bacon are the best hangover cure, bacon sandwiches are the best hangover cure, revealed. Google me only for instant bacon. The international bacon phenomenon had a global reach of tens of millions, perhaps hundreds of millions within a week. Right there, the largest science communication audience I am ever going to get. It's a great story, I just wish it wasn't mine. And there are some days when I really beat myself up. When I go, you know what, if only I'd checked that audio, if I'd just pushed a little bit harder, I could have prevented all of this. But I'm just kidding myself. I'm just one lone voice up against the mighty ideal that is bacon. This thin slice of tasty pig wields a disproportionate amount of power over the world's media. Who knew? I didn't stand a chance. And neither, it turns out, did accurate science. I'd love to tell you that things have changed. But you're too intelligent and I'm too honest. I've got a couple of Daily Telegraph headlines for you. Geneticist George Church hypothesised that one day we might possibly be able to make, or to use DNA to recreate some species such as Neanderthals. The headline in the Telegraph, "I can create Neanderthal baby, just need willing woman." Even this last week, a reader at the University of Glasgow stated, "I am mentioned in an article in the Daily Telegraph with a misleading headline." No kidding. The headline, "Asking girls to study science, a waste of time." Still think it's funny? These stories matter. But bacon is my story. And it really matters to me. You know, I get cold sweats. I wake up in the middle of the night. I still get interview requests 5 years on. Right? I am still mortified by it. I suffer my own version of PTSD, post-Telegraph stress disorder. But there's one quote that I think sums up this whole process. It's wrong on every level imaginable. It comes from a blog called Mr. Bacon Pants. And I quote Mr. Bacon Pants as I say, "Bacon is our God, and Dr. Elin Roberts of Newcastle University, our only prophet."